Hey guys, UC here from iTradePrice. Let us get started with our weekly video. So what you're looking at is a chart of Qqq monthly view, right? Always try to have a bigger picture and then kind of drill down into the lower time frame to kind of make our bias for the week or the current market bias. So we had two big monthly bars with the bottom wicks, right? But this third one, a lot of us anticipated that we would see some bounce off of these two previous 2 months based on the bottom wicks, but instead it tried to go back up a little bit, but then it just failed, and since then it's just been selling off. So that's not a good sign for bulls, right? Market is in the down trend right now. So the weekly chart, again, no lower lows and lower highs, right? You have this structure, lower highs and lower lows every week. The price keeps on closing towards the lower end. This is the structure low from a few weeks ago, which provided support for a few weeks, right? And then we saw a big rally to get above this downtrend line, right? And then we got stalled at here 376, and since then 348.5 was the reference number for us. So yeah, and the downside 318 is the support level that if it breaks down from, 310 is next, right? If I go into the daily view as well, here's a little channel that you can see it has been trading in right now, or that's a channel that I can kind of come up with this being the structure low from previous week, which it broke down from, right? We had all these green bars, but there was no upside follow through above 348.5. So, and the volume on the sell side remains high as well, right? No green volume, which was only on the green days, right? Which means buyers were present on that day. It does not see any follow through, and then just sellers see it as an opportunity to sell and push the price down, right? And this is the ultimate target for next week. Well, not ultimate target for next week, but initial target on the downside can be 318 if this price structure breaks down below this channel here as well. Okay, in the lower time frame, let's say hourly, same view, same sort of setups that it kind of broke down from 335.5, and now again 318 being the structure low. Okay, just quickly monthly view, and I know I'm not really a big Fibonacci person, I don't really trade based on that, but if you do, here's a sort of a big view. You can see that we had started the rally from here all the way up. So now the 50% to 61.8% retracement is usually what a lot of traders look for as a good sized pullback. So we're not there yet, right? So there's a resistance right here on the way up, and then it became support. So that's a good number. That's a 50% retracement, 295 and then 270. Who knows, we can get there in this sort of a market environment where Fed is trying to increase the interest rates to control inflation, and with the technical market structure like that, where buyers couldn't even step up based on these two monthly bars, and now we're just kind of seeing some of the breakdown here. Okay, SPY. If I look at SPY monthly view, again, better looking than QQQ overall, but still the structure wise from monthly candle perspective, it's still the same, right? We had two bottom wicks in the monthly time frame, and then just just lower high right here, couldn't get up above the high of previous candle, and now we're trying to trading and testing the recent monthly structure low right here. Okay, so still in very much a downtrend, and if you wanted to kind of draw a little bit of this up channel trend line or whatever you want to call it, we're kind of trying to break down from there. So not a good sign in terms of it's not a bullish tone for the market, right? Yes, it can turn back up, but it does not turn back up just like that. You want to see some in the lower time frame, some good daily bars, like maybe like few days of bullish price structure and upside follow throughs like that. That's an indication that bulls are coming up with some nice volume right here like that. That's not happening. Instead, we're seeing increased seller pressure, right? So that's how it is. Amazon. Monthly view, guys, I don't know. I know there's earnings coming up, and we have this June split coming up as well. But since then, we did see some initial reaction to the upside. But from strictly speaking, price action perspective, it does seem bearish, right? Because no upside follow through, big monthly bar right now, which still have almost a week left to complete. We'll see what happens. But on a weekly chart, it's sort of bear flaggish, right? I mean, not a clean one, but the pattern is still the same, right? With this area being the top of the flag, and then since then we'll just kind of come down, and now this will be the third time we are testing this sort of a up channel trend line, whatever you want to call it, and this could be the earnings can be the trigger where it just completely breaks down. Because if you look at the monthly view, from the monthly perspective, the big support is around 24.35, and then that's where we kind of started gutting up from back in the pre-COVID time, right? 189, around $1,900, right? It was trading right there. Of course, I'm not saying it will go there, but it definitely, just looks like from structure perspective, if it was not a monthly chart, this 24.35 could have been a good downside target once it breaks down below this structure, right? So earnings can be that play where this bar ends up looking like a big bearish bar. So watch out for that. Okay, in the daily price structure, let's change to this one right here. So good bear flaggish, right, that we played to the downside this week. It was pretty obvious. Like, for example, I'll tell you from price action perspective what sort of gives you more confidence to play that bear flag, right? This was a big bullish bar, no upside follow through. Then we got another big bullish bar. But these two bullish bars, 1 and 2, they had a good amount of overlap, right? So that's not I mean, yes, it's bullish, but it's not super bullish in a sense that if it was where the price would have not been overlapping, that means there was some urgency for the buyers to show up and just get the price up. That was not there, right? And then there was no follow through, and then it just broke down, right? It was a nice bear flaggish pattern, increased volume for the sellers as well. You can see right here. So this could be where it wants to go and touch the back test of this downtrend line, like, this around 28.16, 28.20 level, which provided support previously. So that can be an initial target to the downside early next week, and then we'll see if it wants to give us another pattern and again go down or starts going back up like that. Okay. Apple. I always like to get clues from Apple. Nice channel to the downside again with the rest of the market like that in the daily view, with 171.3 level being the resistance. We have multiple touch points there, and then it just broke this structure right here, and then it's close towards the low end of the week, right at 161.5. And there is this higher time frame uptrend line which can be a target if I zoom out and give you a weekly view. So here it is, right? I mean, there you go. This is a better view. So it can easily go towards this uptrend line as an initial target here on the downside, right? We have lower highs, lower lows, again, bearish structure, and this has been the major resistance on the way up. Then it became support right here, and now if it breaks down below this uptrend line, I think sellers can push it real quickly towards 138, 143 level if we are in this inflationary environment where increased pressure is on these high-tech names and things like that. But if bulls have to show up, this would be a good place for them to show up and take it back up towards 171 first, and then monitor for further continuation. But right now that's not what the price is telling us, right? In the lower time frame, you can see 158 is the channel support right here where it can easily go towards next week. We'll see. Tesla. everybody's favorite. Let's look at higher time frame first. Right, weekly view, earnings came in. We saw an initial reaction to the upside after the earnings, all the way towards 1092. Now we have a nice top wick, right, with the rest of the market selling off as well. Couldn't really hold its gains, but managed to close above 973, which is a significant support, right, since the past 2 weeks now. So if it breaks down below that, watch out. Then, you know, there's nothing really major stopping it for to go till 908, 910 area, something like that in the daily time frame. Not a good looking bear flag, I would say, because of that whole earning stuff where it just kind of, you know, gave us this little move. But if you ignore that part, because it was sort of an impulsive move based on earnings, it does give you that flavor that it is weak, right? We had all this sort of congestion zone, right? It tried to break down here, couldn't do it because earnings came up, opened over here, tried to make the move to the upside, but couldn't do it, and then closed back into within this bear flag channel, right? And then on Friday, the price action was not really, I'd say, tradable. But now going into next week, with this increased selling pressure still there, if it opens up within this channel, tries to go back up and then fails, hey, that can be a good setup for a short opportunity right at the break of this one. Or if you want to complete, you know, make sure that the risk and reward type stuff is there, see if you can get a short here to, against the stop loss right here, and then if it goes down, because that would be a nice setup. Still, sellers are in control, right? So yeah, we'll see for that kind of channel to break to the downside, at least on the Monday, Tuesday time frame. We'll see what happens. Microsoft, similar to other tech names, weekly view, right? Downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, no bullish bars, earnings coming up. That can kind of change the story. But the bigger level to watch on the downside would be 240 if we sell off, because that was the level where we had this prior resistance, and now it can definitely move and you know, be a target on the downside if we see a flush. Again, you know, no upside follow through based on these bottom wicks. So, and market gave you the chance few months, and you know, it couldn't push back above this broken uptrend line. So now looks like it is still weak and it wants to push down, and if it breaks below this whole 273 265 structure, right, that was the resistance on the way up right here, kind of provided some support, and now we're just kind of trying to slice back down through that if it happens. But you know, you can always play a little bit bounces too, but I would always say stay with the trend. It would pay you quicker, much sooner. Okay, Square, let's get rid of these lines. Yeah, again, sort of not a good looking bear flag, but if it is a bear flag, I think it has already sort of broken that trend, right? This was, you can say is the just for visual purposes, make it white. So this can be sort of the flag, right, where you just don't have any upside follow through to any bullish day, right? This one, no upside follow through. Sellers come in, lower lows, lower highs, earnings coming up soon, and if it gives up this 93-83 zone, then definitely we have lower levels that it can try to move towards. Yeah, I mean, we are back in this whole pre-COVID run, right? It started back in 2020 March, and this can just easily go there with the conditions that it is in. Again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, anything like that, but this is not a sign of a bullish market, right? So if it is not a sign of a bullish market, what that means is the market is either neutral or it is bearish. So right now the price structure dictates it's bearish. So that's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay, NVDA. Similar story, lower highs, lower lows, bearish price structure. Let's go into the daily. So this is sort of the big channel that you can see the price is sort of trading in, right? We have this big channel right here, and then we also have this intraday sort of lower time frame channel of downtrend right here. Where, so if I go and drill into a lower time frame chart, let's say 30 minutes, this is what it looks like. On a higher time frame, the price is at the uptrend line, so it can give you a little bit of bounce. We have the gap fill move, all that stuff, but if it breaks down below 193 level, then it can try to go towards the channel bottom here, the intraday mini channel bottom right here. Okay, so yeah, watch out for that if that happens. Let's be a quick look. I have not been trading that name personally a lot. Because there were other better setups, and it's just in this congestion zone, right? Since the past few weeks, it's not gone anywhere. Yes, it gives you like random moves. One day you'll see it's up like $7-8, and you're like, what's going on? And it's like some news came out or something that COVID cases have gone down, and that's why it just pushes up, and then it just never follows through to the upside. So the channel is still downwards. If you're looking to swing this name or something like that, maybe a gap fill move towards that can be a move like that. Or if it can get above 193, then look for a pullback to play towards 207 first, because that's the channel downtrend line, and then see if it can go back up. Okay, let's look at a couple of other names. Google. Oh wow, yeah, it just broke below this sort of channel trend line that bulls would have liked to see it remain above. It couldn't do it. Top wick close towards the low end, even below this channel, right? 230, 2326, 2325, if you want to just round it off, is sort of the support here in the weekly time frame. If it gives up that, then watch out for 2145. That can be the level. But it very well could be that we see some sort of a pause bar here first, and then decide the following week whether we want to break down or break back up towards, retrace back towards the middle of this channel right there. So now let's look at shop real quick as well. It is already sort of breaking down, right? This was the only bullish week all this, previous month that we had. And then we never saw any upside follow through. Some inside weeks, breakdown, further breakdown, close below the recent structure low, that is 500. Yeah, I mean, if I look at monthly view, it just seems like from the monthly perspective, the support, like the real support, is not until like 310, 304 area, which is, the multi-month support right here. So if it really flushes down, market kind of gives up, that's where it can easily go, and then we can see what happens. But oh my god, man, look at this. It was at around 1760 just like 5-6 months ago, right? What a big haircut this stock has gotten. Okay, now let's review maybe one more. AMD broken the long-term uptrend line, right? This month, which is right here. This was the trend line. Couldn't really hold that. Let's see if it gave any pause there this past week. So we did not even see that, right? I mean, a few weeks ago it just closed there, and then it just gapped down below $100, and then never saw the move back to the upside. 84 is sort of the, I would say, a weekly structure that it has some history. Below that is 78 and then 72. But if it needs to be bullish, it needs to get back above 99.3, then back test this broken uptrend line, and then we'll see what happens. But we have this down channel trend line as well, so it can definitely be a move down once it retraces back to the upside. Okay, in a daily time frame, nothing bullish, right? It's just on a trend down, right? You see more green, red bars, no green days see any big follow through to the upside. Still lower lows, lower highs. So yeah, overall structure, we are in a downtrend, and the good trades would be, rejection trades, bounce trades can happen. You will see some impulsive rallies, but you have to be careful that you don't just get caught holding the bag, because right now the trend is still down. So unless you start seeing some downward channels taken out, or some intraday downtrend lines taken out, some more bullish days with big bullish follow-throughs, things like that. The structure is heavy. Okay, so just consider that in your trades as you are trading. Okay, hope you guys like this little video. If you have any questions, things like that, please reach out, let me know, and happy to talk. All right, thank you.